Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Offset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to someone else who might like it too. Alright guys, remember, if you want to get a reading done, you can always hit me up on my email or my social media. And if you would like to get some of the ArchAngel Michael merchandise or the Ask an Aquarius merchandise, that's all underneath this video. Today I'm going to show you a beautiful deck that I just got. Now this is not a collaboration. I bought this deck with my own money. But the reason why I'm showing you this deck is because I wanted it so bad. You guys know that I love unicorns, and I already have a unicorn deck, 2 unicorn decks, and I also have 2 more on the way. But this one, it just melted my heart when I saw it, and I was like, I have got to show this deck on my channel, come hell or high water. So that's why we're sitting here today, because I really want you guys to see this beautiful deck. Now let's get a real tight, I'm trying to get you a real tight look at these cards. First of all, this deck comes in a regular tuck box, you know, the standard tuck box that most decks come in. I hate these boxes. They're fine, they're functional, but as you can see, I always rip them. I don't know what it is about me, I always rip them. So I always end up having to take the deck out and putting it into a bag or some other box. So I'm not too thrilled about the box, but I really don't care about it that much because that's typical. This, you know, when you're doing tarot, you know 9 times out of 10, unless you're getting an indie deck or something like that, 9 times out of 10 you get one of those tuck boxes. It does have an instruction manual, but it's very thin. So I'm not expecting very long interpretations from this. Oh, okay. Look, it's only a fold out. So it does give you some information on it, but it's just keywords. And there's a spread in the front in case you want to check and look at the spread. Underneath this video, I'm also going to put a link if you want to purchase this deck. When I saw this deck, I was screaming, y'all. I wanted this so bad. I asked everybody and their grandmother about this deck because I couldn't figure out where the link was to buy it. And somebody finally gave it to me and I bought it immediately. I like the card stock. It's kind of glossy. It's not thin at all. It's a good, you know, glossy, good stock to it, and it's not too thin. This is the back of it. Isn't they adorbs? If you're into cute and you're into like rainbows and stuff, you'll be feeling this deck. It's really adorable. Let's pull this as close as we can get it, guys. I got the ring light right there. Okay, so the first card is the Fool. And what you're going to notice with this deck is that the colors are, oh my God, that's what I love about it. The colors are so bright and so vibrant, and it is very Rider-Waite-Smith based. You'll see a lot of the images in the deck that you find in the Rider-Waite-Smith, but it's pretty much just the top of the unicorn. And what drew me in, like for here's the High Priestess, and it's pretty much just the top of the unicorn, the number, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But you see the images, you see the black and white pillars. You always see that with the High Priestess, almost always. And you see the moon, you see that with the High Priestess associated too. The colors, that pink, I mean, these colors pop. What I like about decks like these is when you are doing readings for someone and you have a deck like this deck has a tendency to keep your vibration high, keep you nice and cheery. We all know that some readings get very deep. Some of them, let me get the glare out of your face. Some of them get very deep. Some of them can be sad. Some of them can be angry. You know, a lot of things come out in readings. But when you have decks like these, I've come to find that the pictures put me in a really great mood. So I like these cutesy decks, as they're called, because they put me in such a great mood. I have a couple of these, and every time I see one that I really love, I grab it. this is one of my favorites in the whole deck, the Lovers. The Lovers is always one of my favorite cards anyway. So if you get the Lovers and the Queen of Swords right, you pretty much have me. You have me at hello. But look at that heart with the wings in the background. It's typically an angel depicted there. So that was a really great style choice. I love this deck. I cannot stop gushing about this deck. I'm just like, you guys just don't know how bad I wanted it because it was a Kickstarter and I didn't see it posted anywhere. And I asked around, and that's how I finally, I was in my tarot groups, and that's how I finally got my hands on it. So, I just feel so blessed to have it. And you see how it follows the Rider-Waite-Smith. Like, for instance, here's our Hermit, and he has his light. The Hermit always has his light, and the Hermit is always by himself, and usually in a very cold kind of place, So there's our Hermit. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I have to have this. So I just asked everybody. I shook every single tree until somebody said, oh, I have that link, and they gave it to me. And then right after I bought it, the artist, I don't think she's the artist. I think I don't know. Okay, it's the website that it's sold on. It's called Cosmic Eye, which I'm gonna leave underneath this video. So anybody who's interested can check out Cosmic Eye. But she's on Instagram, and then here's the website. So she did a fantastic, I think it's a she, the owner of Cosmic Eye. Let's not use gender if we don't know for sure. The owner of Cosmic Eye reached out to me and said, hey, do you still need this deck? And I'm like, no, boo-boo, I got that. I was on it. Look at those beautiful flowers. So by the time she contacted me, I had already found it. I was not playing and ordered it. So I was so happy to get my hands on it. Look at the pink in the background. So as you can see, they're not very busy cards. They're not, the artwork is very basic, but I love it. It's just so perfect. It shows the Rider-Waite-Smith symbology and what the card means, but it does it with very little details, but it's the perfect details and the perfect colors. Like the devil here has his chain, the indication of bondage. So I think that a person who is a reader, some people always ask me, can a beginner use this deck? I think that a beginner can use this deck. I think that a professional can use this deck. I think this is one of those decks that anybody can use. And I really just love it. I love the colors. The star, oh yes. And see how the star, you see the stars all around, and then the pictures. The star is the Aquarius, and the Aquarius is always depicted with one of these pictures of water. So here we have our star, and even though, again, you don't have the unicorn pouring the water, but you do see the water being poured. So being poured. I just made up my own word there. There's the moon. And we have our moon. We have our crab. There's the sun. And look how light and happy and airy. It kind of reminds me of My Little Pony. You guys know I'm a My Little Pony fan. It kind of reminds me of My Little Pony, but after they've grown up. It's like My Little Pony as adults. That's what it reminds me of. Look at that. Isn't that cute? In the clouds. And that's how I know I'm going to have such a great time using this deck. And that was why I hunted it down, because I was like, I have got to use this. This is going to be definitely one of my favorites. It seems like every week I get a new favorite. But this one is going to be an all-time favorite, though. I can tell by that. Now we're getting into the minor arcana now, and as you can see, again, they follow with the Rider-Waite-Smith, the boats, the person standing on the edge, the wands around them. So they're still following that same vibration. Here we have the Four of Wands, the energy of celebration. We still have the same thing. It's no actual people or unicorns here, but you still have that, again, that symbolism. Look at these two fighting out there in the street fighting. Now, usually you would have 5 people fighting, but in here we just have 2. And they could not be fighting. They could just be playing. They could be roughhousing, because sometimes the 5 of Wands isn't, violence, but sometimes it's just roughhousing or playing around or cooperating or building a tent for, a bunch of people doing one thing together could be as well. The 6 of Wands, this is a very happy card, very triumphant card. And here we are with our 7. He is standing. Now, one of the things I notice about this, look at that, is the wands. And I love it when, I particularly like the wands going up, but sometimes you see them going up, and sometimes, like in this case, they're going more down. So they're pretty much going towards their target. When they're going up, I feel like they're still finding their target. The 9. The 9 is usually somebody who's been beat up. He doesn't look beat up, but he does look like he needs a rest, though. The 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands, you got a lot of heavy burdens on your back. And this poor unicorn definitely does. All them sticks on his back. Check out the page. Page of Wands is a very fiery energy. And you can see this as a salamander. These are known, and I see there's one here in the night too. These are beings or critters that are associated with the fire element. The wands is fire. So that's an excellent choice that you see very often in tarot decks. The Queen of Wands, look at her, looking very regal and beautiful. Okay. And here is her king. Yeah, as soon as I saw these, I only saw a couple of them, and I was like, yep, that's me all day. Now, the next suit here is the cups. Now, the cups is my favorite suit. So you have to get the cups right for me to really love your deck. And so far, so great. I love the way the water is. I love the way the unicorn is flying. I think they call the ones that fly alicorns, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, look at the little kisses. And I love that balance of masculine and feminine with that pink and blue. 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups for me is always about like having a good time. So it's always a very happy card to get in a reading. The 4, being offered an opportunity. And I love the flowers. Certain cards have flowers, and I'm feeling the flowers extremely. I'm feeling the flowers. I'm feeling the rainbows. I'm just feeling this deck. I give it a 10 out of 10. The only thing I think that the creator could do to make this deck better is get a better box. If the creator got a harder box, one of those two portion boxes or one of those magnetic boxes, then I think this deck would be perfect. It would be absolute perfection. That's the only thing about it that is less than perfect. But like I said before, it is the standard. So if you get a deck from Llewellyn, Little Scrabble, US Games, if you get, any of those, in general, it's going to come in that box. A lot of us complain about it, though. I don't think they're going to keep the box, because some of the ones that I've been seeing lately have a much better box. So I think the tarot community has complained about the box long enough that people are starting to pick up different ones. Look at all those pretty colors. I love that. So the cups is perfect. I love this. So like I said, the box is the only thing, and that's not really a big thing, because most of us, well, I'm not going to say most of us, many of us put our tarot decks in bags. So even some of them even come with a bag. Like the box will come inside of a bag, a cloth bag or a silky bag or something like that. So when it comes to the box, many of us don't really care, because we're not going to keep it in the box anyway. And look at our Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is always my favorite. I always say I'm going to marry a Queen of Cups. And I try to aspire to be the Queen of Cups. She's emotionally balanced, and she's sweet and nurturing and kind. So I always try to be her, and I definitely would love to marry a Queen of Cups. And there's the King. And now we're getting into the Swords, which is another one I love to see, is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is my card. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini women often get the Queen of Swords. So that's another card that I always look for when I do an unboxing. Look at that Three of Swords. That card is all about heartache and sorrow. Ugh, you can see it, like, really seriously. And this one, he has a stained glass window and all the swords. You always see that in every tarot deck, especially that beautiful stained glass window. Beautiful, beautiful. Five of Swords usually indicates some type of no-win situation. And this is a great card, because in this card, you're moving on to better times. So the two of them must have been through something, and now times are better. See, unicorns need love too. The Seven of Swords. The Eight of Swords. Stars in the background really make it pop. The Nine. Nobody ever likes to see the Nine of Swords. It always indicates some type of like fear, upset, depression, anxiety. It's always something like that. Like, go away, Nine of Swords. 10 of Swords. The tens of every suit, you're coming to endings. Something is ending. So even though you might be kind of jacked up, at least it's the end. You know, at least you've completed whatever it is, and you're coming to whatever that prize is going to be. Sometimes the prize is just being able to rest. The Page of Swords. I love the birds. I love the clouds with this one. Kind of reminds me of the Fool, because the Fool is usually at the end of the cliff. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords likes to argue. Sometimes they're very argumentative. Like, I ain't arguing with you, Knight of Swords. All right, here we go. My girl, Queen of Swords. Yep. I love it. The Queen has a tendency to be seen as cold, even though we're not really cold, but we do get that rap. We get that reputation, definitely. And she had that look on her face. And this is her king. Again, that look. But it's a pleasant look, though. Probably thinking about something. The Swords is about intellect, always thinking. The Ace of Pentacles. Look at these flowers in this rainbow. Yes, they give me plenty of flowers, plenty of colors, plenty of pink, plenty of rainbows. Oh, yes. Yes. This was worth every dime that I paid for this deck. Every dime. I might even give this deck to other people as a gift. That's how much I really love it. Look at the Four of Pentacles. Okay, Four. I see you. And it's interesting because the animals are doing like animal-like things. They're not like, you know, animals that are doing human-like things. So that's pretty cool too. Sometimes you see that, and it's not bad when you see it, but in this one, it's like these unicorns have more horse-like mannerisms, which I like. The Eight of Pentacles. Oh, so it's cool because in this depiction, 2, 4, 6, 7 of them are finished, and he is finishing up the last one, which is the 8. And with the Eight of Pentacles, you're really working on something, and you're coming to mastery with it. And then in the 9, you are in your garden, and you are content with what you have learned to do. The 10, you have some family going on. And the Page, oops, Let me move this one over and pull this up. So we have our Page of Pentacles. I love the pink hair. I'm really feeling the pink memes. And it's all different color memes, but the pink one is just my favorite. Probably because pink is my favorite color. All right. I can't stick them both in there at the same time. I keep trying and they're like, no. Ah, the Queen of Pentacles. And last but certainly not least, and he's black. I like that. That's the Knight of Pentacles. So I must have gotten the Knight and the King mixed up. Hold up. Let's check that out. Because that's not the order. Let's look at our King. Okay, so our Knight is black, but our King is the same color as our Queen. Okay, so that's where I had got them out of the right order. So again, like I said before, this is it's a fabulous deck, and I just wanted to show it to you guys, and in case you had not seen it, because I had not seen it. So in case you guys have not seen it and you're into unicorns, you're into these pretty colors, or if maybe you just wanted the opportunity, I'm trying to pick them up without dropping them, maybe you just wanted the opportunity to try a deck like this. I also have a Lisa Frank deck that has these kinds of bright colors, and they're great for working with, like I said, at all skill levels. So check it out. Underneath this video, I'm going to leave everything that you would need to be able to purchase this deck. And please come back soon, because I have a lot more to say. Okay? See you later.